Welcome back. In today's video we're going to be looking at a couple of new brushes from Maverick. First the S series and then also the X series. These are both 2.5 inches, and to start with, the only thing that really is different is the shape of the handle. One's a traditional sort of normal shaped handle, and the other one is sort of like a little bit fancier, got these ridges on, which, to be honest, I'm not sure if either make a lot of difference. I think I prefer this one, to be honest, than the normal traditional one. But anyway, before we get much further, I would just like to thank Gray's Decorating Supplies in Basingstoke and Yateley for supplying one of these brushes. I'm not sure, I think it was a more expensive one. I think the X series starts at about 11-ish quid and this is a bit more expensive at 15, so I think Gray's paid for the expensive one. Thank you very much, Gray's. I think it's very hard nowadays to find a rubbish paintbrush. Most of the paintbrushes around are built to a pretty good standard, I think. Anyway, let's find out if these are the same. Now, they come in the normal sort of paper sleeve, and once you get them out, I mean, they do look like quite an impressive brush. If you like, you know, a brush that's not too stiff, this seems like it could be the brush for you. It does look really quite a nice brush. It's just a shame to get it paint on it, really. But anyway, that's the X, so that's the cheaper one of the two. And then we move on to the S, which is meant to hold more paint because it's got twisted. I'll read the sleeve for you. Twisted filaments. So, well, you can see, can't you, that there's the twisted ones and they're the plain ones. So there is definitely a difference. And when you look at them side by side, I think I prefer this one, to be honest. But this one, the S is meant to hold more paint. So again, they seem like they're gonna be quite nice to use. So let's get them in some paint and see how they perform. So before we start, I've just mixed up this lovely lime green. I don't know what on earth we were using this on, but mix this up. It's Caparol, amphibian. You must be using this on a good job then. So mixing that up, and that's what we're going to use. I think that will show us how good these brushes are. But so, starting with the X, let's see how well we can cut in with, this is like their standard brush, so let's see how that cuts into, say, architrave. I'm not doing this exactly how I would do. I'm going to try and get the other side. I just want to try and get this on camera, so this is probably where I'd stand if I was cutting it in. Wow. Yeah. That cuts in really nice. Wow, yeah, that's I like that. Let's get a close up and see how that's cut into the architrave. Let's try and get that to focus. It's not the best lighting here, to be honest, but you can see how that's, like I say, it wasn't at the best angle, but that's cutting really nice, I think. So that was the X. Let's try the same thing with the S. Okay, so we've come a bit lower and now we're using the S. Like I say, this one's meant to hold more paint. So let's see how this one performs. Again, I've just got them a little bit. This does actually feel like it holds more paint, to be honest. It just feels like it flows. Once you get the wall loaded up, it feels like it flows a lot easier. So yeah, trying not to. It's very difficult trying to film this and not get in the way of the camera, but yeah, this definitely feels like a nicer brush. I mean, I thought the first one was nice, but this one, yeah, that's a nice brush. I really, when someone tells you it's like a £15 brush, but I'll be honest, I've used more expensive brushes and I haven't felt this nice. Let's see if I can show you how that's cut in. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer again. So we can have a look. There we go. And that's the second one, that's the S. And that's the X. Now, the selling point of these brushes are, especially in the case of the S, is that the brush is meant to hold more paint. So let's see how much more paint this holds compared to the X. So let's start with the X. So what I'm going to do is load up, normally how I would do if I was painting or cutting in. There's no real scientific way of doing this. I just have to load up the way I would normally. So I've got a bit of masking tape along here. Let's just see how far a brush full of paint goes. As if we're cutting into maybe a ceiling or edge of a door frame. Tell you what, I think we're going to run out of wool. That definitely. Very few brush marks in that. Let's. Yeah, I'm starting to run out a little bit. Be honest, I could probably, a bit of squeezing out, I could probably make it to the frame. So yeah, I could definitely, I think, judging by that, for the S, I may need some more tape for my line. Let's just see. So, let's load up the S and see how far that goes. Let's see if it stands up to its name. So, now I'm not too sure, to be honest. Maybe I need to use this brush a little bit more, but you'll probably go. You can probably go a bit further. Probably to about, I reckon to about there. It's still covering nicely. So 230 for the X. For the S, that went about 270. So you do get slightly more with the S than you do the X. However, I'm not sure when, maybe if you use it more and you've got more paint in the brush, that it'd go further over time. But either way, for a 2.5 inch brush, I think that's really sort of outstanding results. However, I've not used a normal 2.5 brush to compare it. I've got room on the wall. Let's let me go and find a cheap old 2.5 brush and use that as a, just make sure. Hold on. Okay, found this. Paint Extra, don't know. Found it in the van. So let's use this as a benchmark. See how far this one will go. So where's my line? Stop. The beginning of that one? Is this little brush in this? That has definitely run out of steam there. Okay, so run out of room here. So a normal brush is going to give you 140. So even using the cheaper one of the new ones, you're getting nearly another metre. And if you use the S with the twisted filaments, you're getting way more. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? Don't look at the price of a brush, actually look and see how far you can go with a brush full of paint. So yeah, if you found this interesting, comment below. If you've got a brush you want me to test out on the wall, then also let me know. There's so many about, like I say, there's so many on the market these days, but yeah, let me know, comment below. But these I think are a real worthwhile investment, definitely. Also, if you like this video, you might like this next one.